So I finished doing this tutorial last night and it's going to be uploaded this weekend, the same weekend that I'm releasing this video. But one of the focuses of this painting was the trees. Now, I've done quite sketchy on this and I've said that obviously I'm trying to get the foundation of my painting in place. And if you want to do a more detailed version of that, then obviously you can zoom in and really go to town on those individual details like the trees. So I've just opened an A4 canvas, just going to use a sketching pencil, a HB. Not going to have it very complicated at all. I'll turn the size of the brush up so you can see it nice and clearly. Zoom in a little bit more. Now, obviously, if you're doing colour, it's going to be slightly different, but I'm just going to show you the sketched version of this. So I'm going to initially begin with the tree trunk. I'm going to set the top and the bottom of our tree shape. It's clearly going to be wider at the bottom. Maybe there's some areas where you can see the trunk revealed through the foliage, through the branches a little bit more clearly than others. So if you wanted to make some bits of it darker, maybe you get some bigger patchy areas at the bottom and maybe to get closer together near the top, then that's something you can do. We're going to make the tree trunk wider at the bottom. Obviously, as it gets taller, it's going to be thinner at the top. You can see I've not done it dead straight, it's slightly leaning. Often as not, you will find that trees in nature will develop a slight lean. So once we've got an overall shape, I'm just going to begin by creating short dashes, blobs off to each side. Now you can see I'm not spending too long on each branch, as it were. I'm not as if I'm drawing every single needle, but I'm trying to represent the notion of clusters of needles, really. So I'm going backwards and forwards. If I'm doing this very small and in the distance, I might generally adopt like a zigzag type of, almost like a cartoon Christmas tree, and then fill that in with sort of blurred texture. But I'm going to show you a slightly more detailed version for this. It still doesn't have to be obsessively realistic. You can see I'm not zooming in. I'm just spending a little bit longer, and as I come further down, maybe the length of my brush marks are getting a little bit longer. Now it's a little bit different from a fir tree. This fir trees, you will generally get that sort of traditional shape like this that you would see on a Christmas tree. Some of these branches you see that are more kind of pointing upwards. So there may be areas in your tree where you leave some gaps even. So if I wanted to leave a bigger gap here now, I can start to fill it in. I have a section where there's perhaps denser branches. Now obviously this isn't going to be 100% photographic, that's not what we're aiming for here. I'm just wanted to isolate a tree independent of the landscape, just so you can really focus in and see exactly how I'm managing to achieve or get closer to achieving the basic kind of tree formation yourself. So this is just a kind of standard pine tree. We're going to get more substantial areas of texture here where it all kind of conjoins, combines together. And it might be sometimes that you're not going to get much more than that on a particular tree. So if that was the case, then I would just even out the tone on the trunk. And it's basically just a silhouette at this point, but sometimes that will kind of suit your purposes. But I'm going to continue with it. I'm going to push the foliage and the branches a little bit further on this one. But you could see almost at any of these stages now that could satisfy your requirements for an individual tree. So some areas where we're getting a lot of dense foliage, I'm just shading over that. So I'm going to use a combination of a pencil and probably the eraser tool as well. It tends to be quite evenly balanced, so when you've got a branch on one side, you'll tend to get the kind of the opposite side to it as well. I don't think that's 100% necessary, but there's a general trend to keep it quite symmetrical. So as I get near the bottom, I'm going to do some of the lower branches, maybe some of the biggest, and then we're going to pretty much have it come to a stop around this area. You don't want to do them right down to the ground. It's not how they would naturally emerge. Maybe leave some gaps where you see some light coming through, but I'm just trying to close down, make it slightly denser in this area. It's going to be the parts of the trees, I guess, where it's been around the longest, so it's the most substantial. Towards the top, it kind of thins out a little bit more. So I've already done an oak tree tutorial as well in addition to this. I'm going to attempt to do various different types of trees. So this is the second tree tutorial that I've actually done. I enjoyed doing the oak one, but this is a completely different type of tree, obviously. So I will, over time, get my way through a large variety of different tree types, just to give you a general a few tips and advice on how to start to construct those. But I have to say that even by the process of looking at them myself, I'm learning things about it. It's not like I've really sat down and studied them thoroughly myself prior to this. I have drawn a lot of trees in the natural environment, but I'm no tree expert, so actually researching and finding out exactly what forms to expect to see on certain types of tree has really been educational already. Okay, so I'm just going to do a few more shapes here, blocking in a couple more areas I want to be a little bit denser, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to start introducing some highlights and shadows to the overall form. If we're creating some ground, we'll generally keep it quite short grassed. We'll just give a vague sense that perhaps it has sort of some shadow area here. I'm not going to go into detail on this section, just to give it somewhere to live. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to move to my eraser, turn the opacity down a little bit. In fact, I'm going to switch to the sketching HB again, just so it matches the grain. It's not going to jar too much with it. And I'm just going to create a sense that perhaps on the top of some of these shapes, we're getting a little bit more of some highlights in places. So it ceases to be just a silhouette, and it might be that you want to create a silhouette, in which case the tutorial up until this point is probably as far as you'd need to go. But if you want to create a sense that there's foliage going in front of it and there's light coming from the front as well as the rear of the tree, then you'll need to start adding in some shadows, some highlights, and just start breaking up that form like this. And it doesn't take very much really to create that 3D effect. It's just a few breaks, a few highlights in front, and then maybe I'll go back over it and add some deepening sort of shadows as well. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my pencil tool, just perhaps going to continue to work into the darker area just to further exaggerate the darkness that's underneath the highlighted area, just to create even more of a contrast. Although to be honest, I'm quite happy that the illusion is kind of created at this point. Sometimes subtlety is better, sometimes you want to exaggerate it a little bit further really to drive home a point. I would probably leave it around this point, but I'm going to exaggerate it a little bit further, just so you can really see the contrast. Now again, this is still a relatively zoomed out tree. Like with anything, there's always even further you could push this in any piece of work, to be honest. This is more detailed, and I've isolated the tree so you can really focus in on exactly how to do that before you apply it to a landscape. But this by no means is a fully photographic tree-like. You can't see individual needles, you can't see pine cones, even branches are kind of a mess of texture. And that's the effects that I was going for this. So this is sort of a middle distance type detail. If I was doing a painting where the tree was the real focus of attention, then I would spend longer getting those individual details even more accurate. But in the context of a landscape, which is the purpose of this demonstration, then this is probably, for most people's purposes, about as detailed as you're going to need it. Anyway, so I'm going to leave this particular tree drawing at this point. Do check out my landscape, which depending on when you're watching this will be released the next day after this video anyway. Check my other playlists, follow me on Instagram, there's a link for that down in the description, and I'll catch you back here soon. See you later.